Iraqi forces finally regained control of Tikrit, according to Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi. After almost a month-long offensive and thousands of casualties and a minimal US strike support, they drove the Islamic State out of one of the key territories, Tikrit, this in order to achieve the real goal, getting back to Mosul, the country's second biggest city and under control of the Islamic State terrorist militants. While al-Abadi has declared victory in the battle, pockets of fighting continue. Iraqi forces and Shiite militias are taking part in clearing operations. This is a great update, Nick. We are seeing some advancement, but not without some risk. The problem now is, as you know, and we've talked here in the lib, the Iranian support comes from Shiite militias.
Yeah.
And Tikrit is mainly a Sunni territory that shares this tradition with the Islamic State. So now they are afraid that the fact that we are pushing the Sunni Islamic State but leaving the Shiite Iranian militias there is going to create even more unrest. That was exactly what brought the invasion of ISIS in the first place.
Right, but keep in mind, the offensive started March 2nd. It didn't take them long. It was done because of, yes, Iranian-backed forces, but they sent 20,000 of them. We couldn't have taken it this quickly without them.
Yep.
Yes, for sure, it's not a good thing to have that kind of sectarian violence, which could amount in this area, but at the same time, that's easier to take care of course, than ISIS. The real threat, I think, is gone. It's hard to say what could happen from here. Yes, that's a very, very valid concern, but the ultimate goal is to get rid of ISIS, and in my opinion, anything is better than ISIS, so I see it as a good thing.
An interesting point of this whole situation is the fact that we are seeing, again, very minimal intervention from the US to have advancements. We're finally seeing that the investment of the US in Iraq, staying there to train the Iraqi forces and allowing this joint effort with Iran maybe signals that we are ready to start pulling out of these territories on an active duty. At the same time, we can't be very victorious because the real victory is getting back to Mosul, which still is
we've realized there's no other choice but to do it this way. As long as you keep your people there, they need to be there. If you withdraw, you can figure out ways around it. We're trying to make the Iraqi government self-sufficient. We need to, it's our responsibility, frankly, to be there. We can't just pull out and say, okay, bye-bye, deal with your own shit. Because it does affect us.
Yeah.
Ultimately, ISIS could be a threat if we don't help out and we don't train their forces. So that's not really an option. We should be doing that. But yeah, you're right. It is time to pull out as far as boots on the ground, American boots on the ground, except, of course, for training purposes, which they're doing. And it's not ideal, but it's proving to work, you know.
I mean, here's the thing. Now it's part of the Middle East. It is their turn to figure out their sectarian violence. They need to start doing healing work where the different types of faith in the Muslim world can actually work together so they are able to live in peace in the region without the Western influence saying, okay, we're going to send some strikes for you guys to play nicely. We can't live like that. But we want to know, what do you think? Also, let's remember before we go, in May, they are trying to hit Mosul. They're going to send 25,000 troops from the Iraqi force to try to retake the city. So that is a big step. But we want to know, what do you think? Do you think that we should stay there and still drive the command of these operations? Or it's okay for the US to allow these countries to figure out the best way to go around the violence in the region? Let us know what you think, and please subscribe to the Lib TV.